Hey everyone, it's Issy. Welcome to my channel. I hope you're all doing well and staying safe. Today, I'm going to be talking about something a little bit different on my channel. I'm going to be talking about my investment portfolio. Investing is very new to me. I literally started this month and I thought I should bring you guys along on my investment journey. For those of you who are new to my channel, I am a first year medical student at the University of Warwick, and I started this channel to document my journey through medicine and document my life. So I guess you could say this is a video diary. If you're interested and if you like what you're hearing, hit like, subscribe and turn on your notifications so you know my new content is coming. Let's get started. So I'm going to give a little breakdown of this video. First of all, I'm going to talk about my high risk investments in Coinbase, where I'm basically buying cryptocurrency. And then I'm going to talk about my medium risk investments through Freetrade, where I buy stocks and shares in companies that I'm interested in, or companies that I think are undervalued and will do better long term. And then I'm going to talk about my long-term strategy with investing. And guys, in this video you're going to find out how to get free shares, so stay tuned. So now I'm going to talk to you about my Coinbase investments. I'm going to record the screen now because I haven't recorded it. So I've invested in 3 cryptocurrencies. I've invested in Bitcoin, Ethereum and Litecoin, and I invested in these because when I was looking at them, they seem to be the strongest currencies. So I thought, you know, why not? I put more money in Bitcoin, I put less in Ethereum, and I put the least amount of money in Litecoin. And I decided to invest in 3 different cryptocurrencies because I wanted to diversify where I invested my money. And also with this cryptocurrency, this is something I want to do in the long term. I'm hoping to see what this looks like in 2024 when I graduate from uni. And I want to do this long term because I want to have different sources of income, and you know, I have plans for my future, buying mortgages and stuff. So, you know, I thought this would be something good to invest in. The thing with this though is that it's so volatile. I remember when I first invested, I'd look at it every day, and then I'd literally be looking at it by the hours. You can see here, you can literally track by the hour, you can track by the day. And the thing with cryptocurrencies is up and down. One day it will be high and the next day it will be down, even within the hour. So I've started to look at it less, and I'm becoming more numb to it because it's long term, and I know that, well, I'm hoping strongly that this is gonna, you know, this money's gonna get more and more in the future. So I'm excited for it. But yeah, if you're investing in cryptocurrencies, do not stress because it's so up and down. It can change by 10% within the hour, and it's completely normal. I'm still learning, so I'm getting used to that, and I'm trying not to panic anymore when I see numbers crashing down. And I try not to get too excited when I see numbers going up either, because I know that can change, and I like that I can just have a look and compare and look at the different cryptocurrencies and sort of look at what's doing well and what's not doing well. I'm definitely learning a lot, and it is really interesting actually. This is a completely new world to me and I'm enjoying it. So that is pretty much it in terms of Coinbase. So now I'm going to talk about my Freetrade. This is basically what I use to buy stocks and buy shares in companies that I'm interested in, or companies that I think are undervalued at the moment and are going to do well in the future. So with Freetrade, I have a long-term investment plan. I'm planning to invest bit by bit over the next 4 years or so after I graduate from uni. And the plan is to, you know, make a profit and make money when I sleep to help me with my future. So yeah, that's the plan really. But now going on to my portfolio, it's down £7.23 since I began investing, and so far my portfolio is worth £52.77. This is very different from a couple of days ago where my portfolio was up by about £5. So like I said before, with the cryptocurrency, with the stock market, things are very variable, and because I'm investing long term, I'm not worried about the, you know, the up and down, because I feel like, and I'm hoping that things will eventually increase over the next couple of years. So I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about how I make my decisions when it comes to investing, because I'm quite new, so I'm still a bit iffy of taking too many risks. So what I'm doing now, my strategy is to either invest in companies that I know quite well, or invest in companies that pay dividends, which is basically like a small percentage from the company every so often to say thank you for investing. And I feel like it reduces the risk a little bit. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about my investment in Tesco and sort of how I made that decision. So I bought 4 shares in Tesco, which cost me £9.72. At the moment, Tesco is down 0.97%, which is about 9p. But not so long ago, a couple of days ago, it was actually up. So like I said before, things go up and down, but I'm not too worried. The reason I went for Tesco is because it's a company that I'm familiar with. I shop in Tesco. For as long as I've lived, I've known about Tesco. And in the next 5 years or so, I believe that Tesco will still be there. Like, it's a stable company. So that's why I decided to invest in Tesco. So when I was looking at the stats for Tesco, I looked at, the highs and the lows to sort of like make an assessment of like the risk of investing in Tesco. And then I looked at the dividends as well, which is 3.98%, which is, that's quite nice. I was happy to see that. I'll still get a small percentage every 3 months or so. It depends on how often they pay it. I'm quite happy with this investment and I'm still learning, so it's been very interesting so far. This is basically the things I look at when it comes to making decisions about different companies I want to invest in. I got a free share from Freetrade, and this is S4 Capital. And by the way, guys, if you want to get a free share through Freetrade, click in my link in the description below, and this should allow you to download Freetrade, and you put in £1 into your account, and this free share could be worth up to £200. So guys, help me help you get a free share. The thing is though, that can get quite, as well, if you're quite busy and you got lots of stuff to do, it can be quite hard to like always be looking at the company to see how it's doing and like always trying to monitor that one company. I think that because of that, in the future, I'm going to be looking into investing into quite a lot of ETFs. So ETFs are basically like a large number of companies indexed into one. So for example, the S&P 500 has like the top 500 companies in America. And so what happens is if you buy from that, if you buy a share from there, you basically have a tiny piece of all those 500 companies. So what that means is that you've basically got like this tiny slice of the pie from each of those companies. And what happens is that because like I'm diversifying my investments, I don't always have to like look at and monitor each and every company I look for. It's kind of like, I'd say, already done for me. And because there's so many companies indexed into one, they all sort of balance each other out. And the thing with them being the top 500 companies, there's like the stability is there. That's just an example of one. I've even saved it to my watch list, and it's something I'm considering getting in the future. And the thing is as well, it's quite affordable, like to get like the whole like one value, as you can see here, is £49.48. I mean, you're not getting large chunks of it, but with that amount of money, I'm getting access to each of them. So like, I don't know, I just like the way that works, and I think it will work well in the long term, because a lot of these companies like Apple, Johnson & Johnson are in the S&P 500. So, these companies are quite stable and they're massive corporations. So even Microsoft, in fact, is in there. So as you can imagine, these are companies that are likely to continue to grow. So yeah, that's why I'm looking into investing into ETFs. I think that's where the future lies for me. So right now, I'm looking at ETFs and I'm doing my research. And what I use for this is TrustNet. So TrustNet basically gives information on the different ETFs. and will sort of show how much of my investment would go into a certain company, let's say Apple. So it's just a good way to like research and kind of know where I'm putting my money. I'll put the link down below in the description box. Part of my long-term goal is to invest in health and healthcare companies. This is because like I'm in healthcare, I'm a medical student, I know about these things, I know about pharmaceuticals and drugs and stuff, I have an idea of it. And I think it's important as well when you're investing to invest in things you're interested in and invest in things you know. That way you are in a position where you can make a better judgment about investing in a company or not. So this is one of the things I'm going to think of doing in the long term, as well as ETFs, because I want to invest in things I'm comfortable in too. But at the same time, I want to diversify my investments. I think that'll in the long term that'll be more stable. So as you can see here, this is like a breakdown of my portfolio. Mostly now I've got tech, food and drink, which is like my Sainsbury's and my Tesco, and then finance and so on. So what I'm looking to do is to diversify, and like I said before, I want to invest in the health industry, invest in ETFs. And guys, let me know if there's anything that you think is good to invest in, because I'm still learning and I don't know much about different markets yet. But if there are particular companies or anything that you've seen that's looking interesting or looking promising, let me know in the comments below. So what is my long-term plan? I've touched on it bit by bit throughout this video, but I thought I should go into a little bit more detail about it and put it all in one section. First of all, I believe that I'm going to invest in more ETFs in the future. This is because investing in single companies means that I have to do a lot of checking and, assessing whether I should sell it or not. And it requires a bit of commitment. And I feel like with ETFs, you have less of that because, you've spread your money into a lot of places. So it's a bit more stable in my opinion. So that's why I feel like I'm going to invest in more ETFs in the future. And also, I feel like I'm also going to invest in some companies that I know are reliable. These are things such as like Coca-Cola. Everyone drinks Coke, and I know it's one of those companies that is very, very unlikely to collapse and, for something to go wrong with it. And also, I'm looking to invest in more healthcare companies and pharmaceutical companies. These are things such as Pfizer, and this is because, like I said before, these are companies that I know more about. Healthcare is something I'm kind of clued up about, so I'm hoping to invest in more of those. I'm also looking to invest in companies that pay dividends. This is because, it's quite nice to invest in a company knowing that they're going to give you a small percentage back just as a thank you for investing in their company. And I feel like it's safe-ish if you're investing in a company that can give you a bit of money back. So this is something I'm looking to do more of. And I'm also gonna, see if I can do more research and learn more about investing, because it's very brand new and it's actually really, really interesting. And I'm enjoying it so far. And one last thing is that the money I'm putting in now is to make compound interest off this money. So what I'm doing is I'm not trying to take this out. It's something I want to leave there over the next 5 years. So like the spare change I'm putting in now can build me up for the future. So that's basically one of my methods, is to try not to like take money out when I need it or when I see that something's made a bit of money. It's mostly to try and like build up that interest over the years and to make profit from the, the spare change I'm putting in now. So for instance, Tesco is going to pay me dividends, or any company will pay me dividends. And that money I make from the dividends, I'm going to put it back in to the investment. So what I'm doing is any money I make from there, I will reinvest, and we'll see what it will do for me. I'm actually planning to like build up interest and build up compound interest over the years. Thank you for watching this video. Guys, do not forget to do your own research when it comes to investing, because I'm no expert. I'm very, very new to this and I am still learning. I'd really love to know if you guys are investing at the moment and what you have invested in. And also, if there's any companies right now that are undervalued that you think are going to do really, really well in the future, I'd really love to know, and we can have a discussion about it. So drop it in the comments below. In my opinion, I feel like healthcare companies are going to really expand in the future, especially after the pandemic and with things changing and people's views of healthcare changing. So I feel like that's something that will do well. Also, green energy is the future. So I feel like companies involved with green energy and stuff are going to do better. But let me know what you think. I'd really love to hear your opinion. I am going to be updating you on my investment portfolio anytime there are changes. Let me know what you think about this new addition to my channel. I'd really love to hear your opinion. Don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on your notifications because the YouTube algorithm really likes it, and I'd really love my channel to grow. Take care, all the best, and see you in the next one.